you could say the sun is kind of like your heart and soul. It's kind of your inner confidence. There's an inner confidence too. Your ability to radiate love and confidence. Venus is attraction, repulsion. It's more lust and sensuality. It's not necessarily love, attraction, and the attraction and repulsion love. That sexual harmonic love. That's Venus. Wanting, not wanting. But the sun is your ability to just radiate confidence. You can love a kid. It's not to be sexual. You can love friends. You can love all kinds of people. You can radiate love. You can radiate confidence. Wow, and the people that do this, they seem to be incredible. How could they ever do that? Like, you think I could never do that? How can I do that? I thought, oh, wow. You know, so the things that you've been working on usually come to the surface as Saturn makes an aspect to the sun. And if you've been doing it well, it's extra pressure. Oh, I'm going to have to take on this to make this a little bit better. I'm going to have to work harder at this. But you have your confidence in it and you're ready to work with it to be better prepared, or to prepare yourself more, or develop, to use your discipline. And how much, depending how much self-discipline you have or you feel like. But I mean, these are really the important foundations of understanding time and our relationship to time, dealing with commitments, dealing with responsibilities, or negatively running into the fact that I'm not being as good as anyone else. I'm not as strong as someone else. You're 10 years old and you want to go play, or 7 even, you go to school and you're running across the other kids. You find that there's bigger kids, there's stronger kids, there's bullies. You may meet the strongest, and your confidence may be threatened by how do you deal with these things. And if it is, you can just say, I've got to hide away, or get inhibited and lack confidence, just hide away from it. Or you can run into the inhibition, and then it's telling you exactly what you have to work on. Ambition is the source. Ambition is the solution to inhibition. Like, I can't put up with this. This is it. This is going against me. You're going to have to work against it. You're going to have to work through it. Like, I had difficult father, alcoholic, violent, but knocked around. But I had difficult teachers. Teachers were not safe either. They were disciplined. They were 30 years. You're not from the rich side of town or whatever. And there was always a lot of restrictive prejudice or unfair judgment. And I had to work really hard. I just worked really hard. I'm not quitting because of them. I had to work and prove I could do things. So in a certain way, the adversity, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's part of it. But really, it's about your inhibitions challenge you to overcome them. It's the nature of inhibition. If you have it, it's going to hold you back until you make efforts to go through it. And believing that you can, or thinking you can, or taking a chance to do something, that's really important. Sometimes we have support for that. Sometimes we don't have support for that. And these are the circumstances in which we run into Saturn. But for sure, something needs to be worked at. Some effort's going to be made. Either if you're doing too much, you might have to cut back, or you're going to make yourself, if you work too hard, you make yourself sick. So there's a work to keep your body healthy and clean, to have a place to live or to be secure, and to be able to accomplish things in the world. There's so many layers of what accomplishment is, but if we're burning too hard on one level, it can take away from the other levels. I mean, how many cups of coffee do you have to take, or how many sugar bars or chocolate bars or snacks do you have to keep you going through the day? And you do that, if you go on 5 cups of coffee a day, which that was easy for me to do, and I had to at some point, whoa, I'm so pumped up and hyper, I had to cut off the coffee. Major effort. And it took me a number of years to get comfortable with getting rid of the coffee, and working without the coffee. Right? So too much of anything is a problem. That Jupiter is going to try more and more and more. Saturn's saying, wait, that's too much. There's a limit here. It's going to cost you. It'll affect your bones, it'll affect your health, it'll affect your teeth, it'll affect your skin. So eczema, pimples, lashes, these are all Saturn problems, Saturn afflictions. And they don't come when we're confident, they come when there are things that inhibit us. They say, oh gee, they're little warnings, they're little signals, something's missing, something has to be taken care of. I mean, I'm gonna have to take care of that. I mean, I'm gonna have to stop doing alcohol because it's impairing my judgment or my ability to work. Or I'm going to stop having to smoke up. I shouldn't be talking like this just on the day when it's becoming legal in Canada, but just, well, many people are ambitious to make money from selling marijuana, but really, marijuana is not normally going to strengthen your ambition or your discipline. It's going to make you more content with less. So one could be inhibited, content, and escaping themselves, and time can go by in that unproductive state. Years can go by in that unproductive state, in that escape state, in that mode, and it catches up on you in time. It shows on your body, it shows on your status, it shows on your respect. So these are all, who's responsible? It's easy to blame parents, they did it to me. But really, we came in to grow through these things. And the people that some of the people that have the hardest, most difficult early upbringings are the most accomplished ones that accomplish great things when they're older because they survived it. So the effort, the disenchantment, the practical reality of things, this is Saturn. So when Saturn goes up to touch the sun, your confidence, your sense of importance is going to feel challenged. It's going to feel hemmed in. It's going to feel restricted. It's going to be a little depressed or held back, and you're going to have this worry or seriousness coming in. That's holding this. Some concern is coming up. This is affecting me. This is challenge. This is diminishing me. I'm not as good as I could be. I'm not as confident as I could be. Something's coming up. Whether it's home, work, career, you're not dealing with your responsibilities as well as you could be, or the responsibilities you have. It's not enough to let them stay like that. You can't just stay there forever. So Saturn in the inhibition or in the restriction inherently is the very factor of the need for discipline and the effort to work to overcome it. It's just like in every question, there's always the answer. Like these things are connected. So the same way in every inhibition, every depression, there's immediately there what you have to work on, what you have to deal with. If you try and, so you can pull in other people to deal with things for you all the time and pass on and people deal with it. Sooner or later, when it comes to you, other people won't deal it with you and you have to deal with it for yourself. Or you can deal with everything yourself, and you get so established in a conflict, everybody's leaving you alone. You're intimidating to everyone else. It's probably still a better priority than the other way around, but this is just the nature of Saturn. Restrictions will show first, inhibitions will show first, depressions will show first, limitations will show first, and they'll start to weigh on you. So when it comes up to Sun, it's starting to weigh on your confidence, hold you back, or feel, I don't know if I want to keep this job, I don't know if I can deal with this, oh my goodness, there's hardly any time to do anything, or negatively, why bother doing anything? But pressures for exams to come up, pressures to deal with things. And if you haven't done the work, the pressure is you're going to be caught for not having done the work and not being adequate. Then it's not just an inhibition or a sense of inadequacy. It's an actual fact that you are underachieving and not as responsible or as respect-worthy or dignified as someone who's done the work. Wow. Like juvenile delinquencies, 80–90% boys. People who want to achieve something, but they feel they're restricted by it, and the system's not free, and it's not working for them, so why bother? And they get into disassociative Saturnine behavior. They pull away. I'm not going to deal with responsibility. They build up a whole other world, which is doomed to fail or doomed to feel inadequate and build up the problem that hardly 7 years, and within 6 or 7 years, some Saturn's going to come up and judge, what are you doing with your life? So the need to fix something, the need to improve something, and the challenge, do you believe in it? Will you do it? How much effort will you make? What will you do? Right? This is Saturn. It's solved by you can't solve a big, huge thing right away. You solve it one step at a time. You work on it a bit at a time. You start making the effort to deal with it. So whenever Saturn comes up and hits anything, you're going to be a little more serious. These are going to be the serious times in your life. You're not going to be so joking around. You're going to be feeling this weight. It's not wrong. It's really healthy. It's a question of how to channel it, how to wake up, how to do something with it, how to use it, how to make something happen. So you understanding depressions, like in their society, you get depressed, you just go see a doctor, they give you drugs. And then you get caught in addictions and other things later on. You think drugs will escape it. It's not the solution. The solution to depression, the solution to boredom is do something. And once you understand that, that's Jupiter. Once you begin to understand that's what it is, it's easier to direct your energies Mars. So it takes a while to realize Saturn is something to understand, to work with. So that's Jupiter. We're going to get to that later, but we're just right now, Saturn's going to look. This is going to hit your sun. It's going to cause these restrictions, these limitations, these serious times in your life. But that seriousness is going to cause the pressure. So sometimes the seriousness will come from authority figure. Somebody's dumping on you or adding things on you or judging you. Sometimes it'll be acknowledgement or respect that comes because it's the result of working harder. There's still a caution in it. So caution is a quality of Saturn. Patience is a quality of Saturn. Self-discipline is the main function of Saturn. How disciplined are you? Are you prepared? You could do anything. Are you prepared? If someone goes to climb a mountain and they just go and climb it, they're going to get halfway up. They're going to have trouble breathing. Their legs are going to be sore. They may not make it. They're a risk to everyone else on the team. But if someone's worked out or prepared and done, it's not a problem. They're efficient. They're capable. They're responsible pillars of that group that's going to climb the mountain, or the people that are going to play a team or run a marathon. If you run a marathon without having run a few running for the month or two beforehand, you're not going to win. You can hurt yourself. You'll slow down. That's it. But at the end, what respect have you got? What's your sense of dignity, respect in what you've done or what you haven't done? The growing into this respect or this honor, this dignity, this self-respect, it comes from using your self-discipline and achieving some things. It can be simple little things. We get it from our parents growing up. You can't go out to a party unless you get the homework done and take the garbage up. Unless you clean your room, unless you do something. You have things you have to do. And if parents don't deal with the standard, don't set the standard right, and you grow up without the standard, you're going to run into these problems with teachers. If the teachers don't deal with it right and set rules and limits, and you get the repercussions and the judgments around those things, you're going to run into the law and order, or the rules of the government and the society will come in and restrict you. Saturn's going to be there in one form or another, in many forms at any time. But it's just a guiding system. It's just telling you, whoa, yellow light, stop, work on something, fix something. You're not going to go further. You're being blocked if you don't make an effort. If you haven't made enough effort and you want something, you may feel depressed because you didn't get the raise at a promotion, or you didn't take on something, so you're depressed because of it. But it's even that, I lost it because of that, I'm depressed, I feel insecure, I'm not confident. Even that is telling you, well, don't let it happen the next time it comes around in 7 years. Start working on it, start changing it. Don't just take the hit and think that's the end of everything. If I'm going to be depressed like this, if I'm just bored like this, you get some people coming in. I'm so depressed. Mr. Armstrong was so depressed. What am I doing? I'm not happy. I'm not depressed. Nothing ever happens to me. I'm married. I got a couple of, nothing's ever happening. I'm just bored. How can you possibly be bored being married, having a couple of kids, doing things, and get in this depressed state? The real issue is I'm not getting any support from anyone else. I'm not working with someone. I'm feeling really alone in what I'm doing, and nobody's caring about me. So we have many agendas. We try and hook onto the rings of Saturn. Like we throw, if Saturn's like a coat hanger rack, we hang all kinds of things on this coat hanger rack that we have to carry along with us. Instead of everything we put off to do is just hanging on those rings for a while. How much stuff do you want hanging on the rings when the rings should be just spinning and humming? Okay, so, I sent you, 1 second, where are we here? Oh, I don't have to dig it up again. No, it's not there. Okay, here.